Hello and thanks for joining. A moment now to some talent for sure in the backcourt tonight. Greg, did it ever add anything for you playing across from another top-level guard?
No, it always raises the stakes, and you want to rise to that challenge. But in the end, it all comes back to winning as a team.
Paul George.
Here are the five for the Clippers. The guard spots filled by Jackson and George. Post tandem for him, Morris and Zubats. And it's Leonard in at the three. Now here's Levine. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Leonard finds George. Wide open. And it's good off the back rim and in.
Paul George doesn't just score. He can pass it as well. He's a great all-around player.
Johnson outside. Vucevic setting the pick for Johnson. Driving the lane, and then Johnson with the dunk.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
Williams, he's checked in for Chicago.
First team foul. Coming onto the floor for your Bulls.
About a minute played so far here in the first. Here's George. Ball with the rebound. And here's Williams now. He'll bring it up for Chicago. Last time they met was in Los Angeles, where they beat the Clippers.
And the last time they faced this club, rebounding was their big advantage.
Levine, good.
And running the pick and roll to perfection there. Much easier to execute when you have a handle like Levine.
Jackson passes to George. Over Levine, and the Clippers miss again. For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Ball dishes to Williams. And it's sent back by George.
Paul George has such great defensive instincts, the length, and then the read that time.
Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Lays it up and banks it in.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let up. Think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal.
And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You look at the Clippers. They're stuck in the same spot, but still a top 10 team.
And right now, Chicago, they know what this team is. Some would say they've overachieved, but I feel like they've proven themselves thus far.
Williams passes the ball. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard.
Well, the D's so tight on him, and it makes him alter his shot. And an easy chance turns into a tough one because the defense is swarming.
You know Jackson can just fly. I mean, that athleticism and energy is off the charts.
One thing about Kawhi Leonard's defense, Brent, his quick hands really help him.
Well, isn't it incredible, Kevin, every year how many steals Kawhi gets that are so much different than any other defender in the NBA, where he literally rips that ball away from any offensive player and takes off down the other end of the floor.
Chicago making some changes. Bradley's checked in for Vucevic. White comes in for Levine. And it's Alex Caruso in for Lonzo Ball. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Zubats. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Mann's checked in for George. Eric Bledsoe is subbed in for Jackson. Kennard, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard.
Tony Bradley.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. And so it's Bledsoe. He brings it up for the Clippers. 4-point game. And there's the foul. Going Alex Caruso. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. 13 feet away. No good from Bledsoe.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
Picked him clean. Caruso, the pass to Bradley, and he makes good on the layup.
They've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Clippers have gone 5 of 9 from the field here in the first. DeRozan against Kennard. Into the lane. Man, unable to get that one. White with the defensive effort. Here's Williams. They get the rebound. Lays it up off the glass. And it's a tie ball game.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, you just can't afford to give up second chance opportunities again and again.
Williams with the block. And he gets it back. Ibaka for three. And it's Chicago with the rebound. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
And sometimes it's a lot harder to get easy looks on the road, but they found ways to get their guys good looks.
Well, it was probably a good feeling in that last game that the mid-range work, the long-range work, the inside game work. But the best feeling was the crowd leaving that building not in a good mood.
Jones checked in for Chicago. Troy Brown comes in for DeMar DeRozan. It's intercepted. Bulls moving the ball around. Jones, no luck. The Clippers shooting at around 42% since the opening tip. Their shot by Bledsoe. Nobody around. Offline with his three. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Jones. Caruso kicks to Brown. Bradley sets the pick for Brown. Driving in. And the rejection by Ibaka. In the corner, Kennard with it. Here's Mann. Misses and the dry spell continues. It's all tied in Chicago. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere.
Look who's coming out of the court.
And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast. As the second quarter getting going right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Bulls?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yeah, rebounding can also be just about will, and they showed some of that in going in there and collecting some boards.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Outside the wings are George and Leonard. Post tandem for him, Morris and Zubats. And it's Jackson in at the point. From 13, George, no good.
Yeah, my expectations were that he was not going to miss that one. He handles that kind of defense, especially on the inside.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Kawhi Leonard keeps it simple. He says, I'm trying to be the best player I can be. I'm happy with what I've done in my career, and I'm just going to keep on from there. It's not about being famous. It's about playing basketball and having fun on the floor. Well, he is famous, Kevin, and he remains focused on the court.
Agreed, David. It has served him well. Thank you. And, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Los Angeles.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
On top of all that, they've done a good job of making life difficult for the opposing shooters. They've had hands up and have contested a lot of shots. Look at the blocks.
Leonard with the ball. Now guarded by Ball. Leonard inside. Brown's there. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. And, Greg, you look at the power that Kawhi Leonard plays with. Incredibly strong for his position.
And, Kevin, it helps him finish through contact on offense. It also lets him guard bigger men. Kawhi makes great use of that strength on the wing.
It's George on the wing. There's the three. No good on that one. So the Bulls will take it the other way.
Things are going south right now. This is not the type of shooting that his teammates expect from him.
And the foul call on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Williams comes in for Jones. And DeMar DeRozan subbed in for Brown. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for Los Angeles. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
Yeah, in that game, I thought they took advantage of some sloppy play, but give them credit. They turned mistakes into points.
Yeah, the last game, it felt like they were just feeding off of what they were doing defensively, forcing a lot of those turnovers, and that helps build your defensive confidence.
Levine gets the bucket. Levine's got the game tied up here for the Bulls.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here. And we're seeing players, Brett, rise from deeper than ever before. You were a pretty good shooter. What was your maximum range?
Well, Kevin, that's a great question. I wasn't allowed to shoot where it is that I could shoot from, so we won't get into that. But, yeah, guys are coming into the league more equipped, and it's because they're seeing that happen with players like Steph Curry, players like Trae Young, who are making that shot more and more effective, Damian Lillard, and now they're practicing those shots, and they're more efficient with them. So there's a reason why guys like the deep ball, and it's getting deeper.
And it's George missing.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
And it's Williams with the jam.
Yeah, and with improving court awareness, Levine continues to tap into his limitless potential when making plays.
Jackson passes to George. Vucevic with the ball. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Vucevic. And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
And this is why coaches stress the importance of defense. Big block there in this close game.
Some changes for Chicago. Bradley's checked in for Vucevic. Kobe White comes in for Zach LaVine. And it's Alex Caruso in for Lonzo Ball. And then for Los Angeles, Batum comes in for Leonard. And it's Kennard in for Paul George. Ibaka sets the pick for Jackson. Off target with his 3. The Bulls leading by 4. Coach is liking what he's seeing from his offense.
And guys, they put the defense on the defensive.
Williams finds Bradley off on the layup.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
And White slams it in.
And you can argue this is White at his best. Just an absolute terror in transition.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And here's Kennard. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. It's stolen by DeRozan. And here comes White, leading the fast break. There's Williams. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Williams has got the lead up to 8 now for Chicago. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Bulls.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Another big aspect has to be the fast break and transition play, really looking to go up tempo tonight.
For the Clippers, Mann's checked in for Marcus Morris, and it's Eric Bledsoe in for Jackson.
All right, fans, that was your Lovables dance team.
Here is Ibaka. 11 points for him in that last game against Utah. Bledsoe kicks to Ibaka. Outside, Batum. Ibaka with a screen on Williams. And they'll get another chance. Bledsoe for 3. Chicago grabs the miss. Bradley's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Caruso. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Second team foul. At the line,
And he makes the first. Brown is checked in for Williams.
at the line for 2.
So he gets them both. Clippers trail by 10. Bledsoe passes to Batum. 20 seconds left in the first half. The shot's good from Kennard.
And they may be leaning a little too heavily on the three-pointer when there are better looks to be had inside.
Brown outside. It's DeRozan with the drive. And DeRozan throws it down.
And he just glides to the hoop on his drives. DeRozan's got plenty of force to his game. Don't get me wrong, but he makes everything look so effortless.
And that concludes the first half. Bulls lead by 9. And a chance now to send it over to David.
19.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the...
Greetings, everybody. We love exciting. And this game is delivered as we've seen two top players battling mano a mano. And to see these two shouldering the burden, carrying their teams, almost makes your back sore, huh, Shaq?
No, stop it.
Might have to get him some of that icy hot. Man up.
You might just, couldn't hurt. All right, now let's get into our game. It ended up being a strong first half for the Chicago Bulls.
And the game plan they went with was very clear. It was centered around scoring inside. Pound that ball inside, pound it in the paint, try to get the high percentage shot. And because of this assertive attitude, they've got the edge where it counts on the scoreboard.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. And here's Levine, who brings it up for Chicago. They'll be playing host to Miami for their next game. That'll be the second of 5 straight played at home. Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So the Bulls 5 right now. In the backcourt, it's Ball and Levine. Vucevic is out there with Johnson. And it's DeRozan in at the 3 slot.
And for so long in Indiana, Paul George was that guy. But boy, I tell you, he's been a good sidekick the last few years.
Well, he's been amazing and continues to be a little bit undervalued in the way that people assume Paul George's offensive and defensive game as a collective and the way it impacts winning, especially playing alongside Kawhi Leonard. Didn't have to take as much of the offensive load if he didn't want to. But Paul George still gets it done.
Johnson. That shot missing. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Second half rolling along now. About a minute played here. Here's George. And Paul with the block.
Alonzo is a point guard, but at 6'6", using that wingspan.
Johnson sets the screen for DeRozan. And finished off by DeRozan.
Incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk. Ball against Jackson. Here's George. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. George has got 11 points.
Physically imposing at 6'8", 220. Paul George sturdy enough to take that kind of ball.
Ball dishes to Vucevic. Vucevic setting the bid for Johnson. Back to Vucevic. Stolen by Zubac. Leonard against DeRozan. Jackson looking it over. George sets a screen for Jackson. 6 to shoot. Levine against George. That's short off the rim. The Bulls leading by 5. Vucevic finds Ball. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Count it. He's got 8.
And really a quick thinker with that sound jumper. Levine can capitalize in catch-and-shoot situations.
All right, look who's coming out.
So for the Bulls, Patrick Williams, he's checked in for Elise Johnson. And Jones subbed in for DeMar DeRozan.
Right, fans,
Clippers trail by 7.
Dance team, make some noise.
Outside, George. Over Levine. And again, no good by the Clippers. For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play.
Mercy. That was downright dirty. Levine. Yes, sir.
Here's George. 11 points in the game. To the right side. Over in the corner, Zubac.
2 minutes remaining in the
Rebound by Williams.
2 minutes.
Williams has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Levine against Jackson. Jones from outside. It's rebounded by Leonard.
Well, that's not a shot he's ever going to pass up, and he shouldn't. Despite the miss, no defender anywhere near him. He's got to shoot that one.
And the shot is good. The Chicago lead has been cut to just 7 on the basket from George.
You have to track Paul George all over the floor, a 3-level scorer, and he's going to come at you in multiple ways.
Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Mann's checked in for George. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for Jackson. Leonard the pass to Bledsoe. Leonard no luck. The Bulls leading by 7. Outside ball. And it's Vucevic in the corner. And Levine, here we go. And it's Vucevic. Head time on the assist by Levine. Vucevic has got his first basket of the night. Clippers trail by 9.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Leonard. And Vucevic pulls it down. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds in the game. Levine feeling it out a bit. And the jam by Levine.
Offensively, Levine is totally in the zone. Defense is having a hard time shaking him off his spots.
Bledsoe against Ball. Bledsoe kicks to Batum. 26 seconds left in the third quarter. Nailed from three-point land.
No way he's going to pass that shot up. The D is way too far back and relaxed and getting out on him.
Pass to Vucevic. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Ibaka's got his 4th rebound in this one. And Leonard has it in the corner. Bledsoe outside. Excellent D there from Williams. And so it's the Chicago Bulls in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. So with Leonard on the bench, here's who Tyronn Lue's going with. Morris at 4, with Ibaka at the 5. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Bledsoe, and it's Mann into the shooting guard position. DeRozan on the wing, and out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession. And a chance now to look at the schedule for the Bulls. On Saturday, they'll be taking on Victor Oladipo and the Miami Heat. And then on Tuesday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the Milwaukee Bucks. Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac has checked in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Jackson in for Eric Bledsoe. It's Jackson with the drive.
And with a quick first step, Jackson remains a threat to drive on any defender.
And so White will bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. They've led by as many as 11 points. Brown kicks to White. Caruso, the pass to DeRozan. Stolen by George. Takes it inside, and George with the stuff.
Oh, man, Paul George right now, he's on fire, and the D looking helpless.
60 seconds off the clock here in the 4th. White finds Brown. Inside, here's Vucevic. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
In the corner, George with it. To take the lead. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Now Chicago takes it the other way.
one made three formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see. Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Clippers trail by 4. And the Clippers call time here.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
They can't find the net right now, and all they need, I think, is just to get one to go, get back on track.
The Bulls making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, during the last break, I heard Tyronn Lue talking with his team. He told them this is gut check time. This is when it gets real and when it gets fun. We're here to play in these big moments. Let's make this one count. Kevin, by my count, that's 5 cliches.
Thank you, David. We're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter in this one. George with the ball. There's the drive. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. George has got 19 points.
Go ahead and lead him, Paul George. Stepping up, a huge shot at this moment in the game.
Right side, DeRozan. At the elbow, Vucevic. Johnson with a screen on George. White. Count it. And he'll have a chance for a 3-point play. Marcus Morris picks one up there.
And hey, when you're a big shot maker in college, that often carries over to this level. Certainly has for White.
Team foul. At the line for the Bulls, Kobe White. One shot.
And that one falls for White. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. And George gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
The Bulls leading by 5. DeRozan on the wing. Here he goes. Oh, and the jam by DeRozan.
And you've seen the growth in DeRozan as a ball handler. They're making the right decision in the pick and roll.
Clippers have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the 4th quarter on a roll. George against White. Zubac with the screen for George. Rebound by the Bulls. Outside DeRozan. Passes it to Johnson. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Some changes for Chicago. Patrick Williams, he's checked in for Johnson. Dean comes in for Kobe White. And Ball subbed in for Alex Caruso. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Leonard, he's checked in for Terrence Mann. And it's sent back by George. Right side Jackson. It's up a 3. And DeMar DeRozan pulls it down.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him. And that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
And Levine, here we go. The rebound by Paul George. Tries from 10, and he hits the jumper for 2. George has got 8 points in the quarter.
Yeah, not letting anybody keep him from that spot. Paul George, nice, strong play that time.
Levine dishes to Vucevic. Ball with a wide open look. And again, Chicago, no good. Here's Jackson. Ball with the rebound. The Bulls leading by 5. And there's the drive. And that one is off. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That's his first foul.
Timeout for the Clippers. Ladies and gentlemen,
there's 48 seconds left in the game.
come on, fans, stand up and make.
George against Levine. Now, here's George. He's covered closely. It's in! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3. And here's Ball. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. The kick out to Williams. 26 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And the Clippers call time here. They're trailing by 5. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the lovable
Clippers moving the ball around. Lets it fly. George, no good.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, that happens. Important thing is for players, just don't beat yourself up and make a miss like that cost you another play.
Lonzo Ball taking 2 shots.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
Free throws always a little bit sweeter when they can add to your lead.
And a deep 3 from George. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile 1 block.
And guys, that is lockdown defense at its finest. Going right at the shot and then able to knock it away.
And they recover it. Leonard with no one around. Knocks down the trifecta.
He has the touch to do some damage from 3-point distance.
And an intentional foul there stops the clock.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Coming onto the floor for the Clippers.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5.
Lonzo is doing a better job at this stage of taking his game just a lot more serious than when he came into the league. You know, that'll ice it right there. Not everybody can keep their composure at the line in such a big situation.
So the Bulls win it. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, and just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Brett Berry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our 2K Sports crew. And now, we present the New Balance Player of the Game, Zach LaVine.